This is pretty. I'm not a makeup guru by any means. I love makeup, but I'm not out here doing the most. I just need to do my best. Stop. Stop. Is she ready? I think so. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Taylor Ray and I am back with another video. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you are new, hello, it is wonderful to have you here. I hope you are happy and well. And if you're returning, I hope you are happy and well as well. You know what I'm saying? You know that the love and the support always means so much. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into today's video topic. Today's video topic is about how every single season of your life, whether you are in the best part of your life or whether you are in a low part of your life, serves its purpose. I've been thinking about this a lot recently because, I feel like there can only be a time where you are very, very up in your, process or in your journey or just in life. Because when you're high up, everything always comes down eventually. I don't mean that to be negative, but it's just a part of life. And if we didn't have those times where we are in low points in our life, life wouldn't be what it is. And we wouldn't have the opportunity to learn and to grow and to, accept all of these life lessons or get to know all of these life lessons that are coming at us all the time. I don't really feel like there can be so much growth in being in a high point all the time. You may not see it in the beginning, but life is trying to teach you something. And, whatever higher power you believe in, I know I talk about this a lot, I like to be inclusive, but whatever higher power you believe in, it's important to know that you are being taught something when things are at a low point. And what I love also about the beauty of growth at that time, especially when you don't really understand that purpose of why you're there, is that it can feel like everything is so out of your control, but there's so much that is in your control. One of the things that my mom always told me was that no matter what, you always have options. And this even goes into even in the last year. I lost my mom just in March, and really being able to reflect on all of those life lessons that I've also learned from her, and also kind of pulling myself out of a really low place of grief. Everyone grieves very differently. But I remember her always telling me that you always have options. And how those options, you may not like the option, you might not like it, but you always have them. I know that it could be very, very easy to think about all the bad things that are happening to you. Thinking about, oh, why me? Why this? Why that? Why can't I just be on this high all the time? Or why can't I be like these people on social media that, are in this high point? Why can't I just be like them? Why can't I just be like them? Why? But what we don't understand is that a lot of the things that are around us, especially social media, and those things are only given or shown on what people want you to see. We get told this all the time, but people fall for, people's portrayal of their lives on social media all the time. You may think that these celebrities or your faves are, living, large and have these great lifestyles and have all this and have all that, when they could be struggling. They could be going through a hard time. You really don't know. And really, it's none of your business. Just like how when you're going through something in life, you're not going to post on social media how, oh my gosh, all this stuff is happening to me. Some people do, and that's their business. But really think about it. Are you going to post your lowest points on social media? No. And really nobody is. So it's you have to take what you see on social media with a grain of salt. Because thinking that you know somebody through a screen or on the internet, or thinking that their life is perfect, is absolutely ridiculous. You can't necessarily judge that somebody else's life on social media. And not only that, you can't really think that people's lives are perfect all the time. People are going to show you what they want to show you, just like how you do the same thing. And for the record, everybody goes through ups And everybody goes through downs. And everybody goes through when you're really, really high up, where you're like, life can't get any better than this. Versus, I am at rock bottom. I'm below rock bottom. And I don't know how I'm going to come out of it. Everybody goes through that. Don't matter who you are, how much money you have, what socioeconomic status you are, what race you are, what gender you are. It don't matter. Everybody goes through those points in life, and every single one of them serves a purpose. So let's talk about it a little bit more. We're going to get into mindset. So mindset is everything. We know this, right? The way that you think about something is going to affect your perspective of it. So if you think about something positively, most likely you're going to see something in a positive light. When you think about something negatively, you're going to see it in a negative light. I hate to really make it sound that black and white, because I know that, it can maybe differ or vary depending on who you are and what your circumstances are, or what your past has been, or what your trauma is. But that's initially what it is. That's why whenever you have a problem, or whenever something is in front of you that you feel like is insolvable, or you feel like, wow, like life cannot get any worse than this. Not only the way you look at it changes, but your actions change as well. So if you're thinking more positively about something, or if you're looking at something and you're like, well, this isn't the best situation, but I can do this. I can get out of this. I can, if I look at it this way, I am grateful for these small things, or I'm grateful that I got food today. I'm grateful that I got a roof over my head. I'm grateful. Like, you know what I mean? When you think about those things in the moment in that way, I'm not talking about fake positivity. I'm just thinking about looking at what you have and looking at things from a, positive perspective. Not only does what in front of you changes, but you're more likely to take action, or you're more likely to move through the world in a more positive way. So when you are in a low season, or when you are in a place where that isn't very great, how your mindset is, or how you calibrate, or how you build up your mindset is going to determine everything for you. The only difference between you and another person, besides, how y'all were raised and all that other stuff, but really the only difference is how y'all are looking at something. If I look at something more negatively and you look at something more positively, we're both going to have a different outlook and outtake on what that thing is in front of us. And truly, that's something that mindset can do. The idea that your mindset will trigger the action, or the next step of whatever it is that you're thinking about doing, or how you move through the world, is so true. Because if you're thinking about something more positively, you're more likely thinking about solving the problem. When you think about something more negatively, you're not thinking about solving a problem. You're just thinking about the problem. And in that moment, the problem can seem so much bigger than it really is. Or that the problem has defeated you, and that there's no way ever in fixing it. So yeah, I would say that your mindset is everything, and in the meantime, if you are in a really low place, or even if you're in a really high place, how can you always shift your mindset to not only looking at things positively, but always looking at life and at these seasons in life as a way to solve a problem? What do I need to learn? What do I need to do? Is there something that I'm missing? All of those questions and your perspective will really catapult you into whatever season you need to go to next. And truly, we can't ever determine when a low or a high season is coming. Because the more that we just work through the seasons as people, and the more that we just embrace the journey and go through the journey, all of a sudden you're either in a low point or you're in a high point. And it's scary to think about how we can be in a low point in life just like that and not even know that we're there. And just one day you have the awareness to be like, wow, I'm in rock bottom right now. But the exciting part about that is that there's nowhere to go but up, as I said before. So as you move your way up and you're doing the work and you're going through the process and you're learning what you need to learn and you're growing and you're doing what you need to do. And then all of a sudden you just open your eyes and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm in a higher place than I was before I hit rock bottom. It's so rewarding. And you're like, wow, like I now have to think about what I learned in that moment or in that time so I can keep myself here. Now, granted, you may go through things multiple times in your life, or you may go through, something in your life over and over and over again if you need to keep on learning a lesson. There's a certain amount of accountability that comes with being in the low and being in the high places in life. But it's only one part of the picture. Understanding that even just in the statement of every season has its purpose, just repeating that to yourself, every season has its purpose. This is happening to me because it's supposed to be happening to me. We hear all the time, right? You're right where you're supposed to be. It may not feel that way because, we don't want to be in a season where things aren't going well. We don't want to be in a season where we're broke. We don't want to be in a season where we had something fail. We don't want to be in a season where you just quit something because you found out it wasn't for you and then you have to start all over. You don't want to be in a season where you were in a relationship that was great and happy and all of a sudden you're single and now you don't know what to do with yourself. You don't want to be in a season where you get evicted. You don't want to be in a season where you're overcoming addiction. You don't want to be in a season where you don't want to, like, nobody wants to be in those seasons. They're awful. They're absolutely awful. Like, who wants to be in seasons like that? Nobody. But repeating to yourself over and over again that they serve a purpose in your life will not only shift your perspective on maybe this is supposed to help me, but also that this is supposed to help me move into the next season of my life and is supposed to teach me more about who I'm supposed to be. So before I go, I want to leave you with a few questions that you can ask yourself when you are in a low season. You might be able to even ask yourself this in a high season. Whatever season that you're in, I believe that the questions can be applied to. So the first question to ask yourself is, what are you learning from the experience? I know I talked about this a little bit before, right? How everything is meant to teach you something, but truly sitting down with yourself and having the self-awareness to think about, what is this trying to teach me? Is this teaching me a new lesson, or is this teaching me an old lesson? Either one, there's no judgment. We're always going to need to learn something in life. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter, how successful you are. It doesn't matter how much money you make. In life, we as people always need to learn something. But really thinking about what you need to learn and going off of that and running with that, right? And thinking about, oh, I see that now. You may be in a bad predicament where you may be like, oh, I really needed to learn that. I see that now. Now I can see why I'm at where I'm at, because it's not always your fault, but sometimes it might be. And that's okay because we're human. And sometimes when we make mistakes in life or when we self-sabotage our own life, it can be really hard to reflect within and say, I need to really work on this, or this is what I need to learn so this doesn't happen again. The next question is, what can I be grateful for in this moment? I find that being able to be grateful no matter what, just being grateful for the small things. It sounds crazy, but it helps so much just to get up every day. And when you are in a place where you're not thinking about things positively, or you're just thinking I'm such a failure, or my life sucks, or like I'm not where I'm supposed to be, or this isn't going fast enough, or this or that, being grateful not only puts you in a better mindset, but it also will drive you to make better decisions for yourself and for your life. Because when you're grateful for what you already have, that's when more of the blessings come into your life. Because if you're not grateful for things, or if you're not appreciative for things, if you're not thankful already for what you have, how are you going to be grateful and thankful and appreciative of when you have more? You're not. and just as fast as you can gain something, you can lose it as well. It will also motivate you and encourage you to keep moving forward, because that's really one of the hardest parts about being in a low season. It's can not only feel hard to move, it can make you feel stagnant too. However, on the flip side, it can make you feel that way as well when you're high up and when you're in a high place, because even when you're in a high place, it could be very easy to be stagnant, or it could be really easy to look at everything you have and still not be grateful for it. And when you look at life that way, it could be very easy to become stagnant and to not be appreciative and to still be unhappy even when you're at the top. You know, when you hear about people that have absolutely everything in life and they're miserable, then what was the point of getting all the way to the top? And lastly, the last question that I want to leave with you is, what type of way do I need to show up and what type of action do I need to take in order to get to the next level? It could be easy to think that, you know, this is life's problem. I don't have to do anything. And as you put into action to do something, even if it's slow or even if it's not happening as fast as you want it to happen, it will happen. And it will always happen when you least expect it, because it's usually when you're like enjoying life, or when you become comfortable with something because you're enjoying it so much and you're like, yeah, like I actually feel pretty good about this. There's motion happening. This feels good. All of a sudden, you just get leveled up and you get taken to the next level. It's amazing. So thinking about how you need to show up, and maybe there are things that you need to change about yourself. Maybe there are habits that you need to change. Maybe you have to start thinking about life differently. Maybe you need to change your mindset. Maybe you need to leave that relationship. Maybe you need to do that thing that you've been avoiding. I always say too that the work or the magic is in the work that you're avoiding, because that thing that you're avoiding might be the thing that takes you to the next level. So anyways, take those 3 questions with you, and I hope that, you know, whatever season that you're in, whether it's a great one or it's one where you are ready to give up, know that whatever season that you are in, you are right where you're supposed to be. But just remember, even if you are in a low point, make sure that whatever you're doing in life to get out of that place doesn't affect or how do I say this? Make sure that it doesn't clash with your morals, your values, and your standards. Keep those things strong, especially as you're figuring your way into the next season. Anyways, that is it for this video. I hope you guys picked up a gem or two, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. And again, whatever season you're in, I am rooting for you. I am happy for you. And yeah, I just hope that you can walk away and know that you always have options in everything that you do, and that every single season in your life serves a purpose. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below if you enjoyed this video, even on your thoughts. What did you think about that? Maybe what season are you in your life? Are you in a low season? Are you in a high season? Are you kind of in between? Like, where are you at? Don't forget to follow me on all social media platforms. They are in my bio. I'm trying to be more active, feel me? But you know, social media be hard. Sometimes I just be needing a break. Oh my gosh. Like sometimes I'm just tired, you know? Tired just being who I am. Take care. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Mwah.